welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back and thanks for watching. For today's video, I am actually going to be reviewing a new palette, as you can probably tell by the title of this video. The palette is the Qing or Qing Beauty Exotic Pop palette. This palette is huge. This palette is, it says this is your secret eyeshadow palette with 88, yes, 88 vivid and pigmented colors. This palette was actually sent to me by Qing or King, however you pronounce it, Beauty. So thank you to you guys. Shout out to you guys for sending this to me. I am so grateful for this palette and this opportunity to really try out this palette today on my channel. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. This thing is huge. Wow. It has a nice little small, I mean, it's a pretty decent sized mirror. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to give you the whole thing. That'd be a really big mirror, but it's really, I think it's really nice. It's a really quality mirror. Yeah, looks good. I really like it. So just to kind of like go over the palette, I guess, and kind of how it's set up, we kind of have like up here are like neutral tones for sure with some golds, really. Then we have more deep reds, pinks, really purpley tones that kind of fade into pinks and reds over here. And then we have some purples over here, which have blues, and then more of like the greenish blues, I guess you could say, because we have greens, browns. Over here, we have some browns and some more of like reds and purples, deeper dark tones. And then at the bottom, we have all glitters of all different types of colors, and then just a really dark black. Before I play with this palette, I actually just want to go in and swatch a couple of these. It did come with a sheet protector for the shadows, and I guess, oh, that's funny. So it literally just says eyeshadow number 1, eyeshadow number 2, eyeshadow number 3, eyeshadow number 4. Doesn't have the names on it, but I mean they're on the bottom of the palette, so it's cool, it's fine. But that's just hilarious. I don't know if that was like a misprint, a mistype, and they should have been on there, or if that's just what they come with, but I don't know. So the first shade I am swatching is a glitter, and it's called Fantasy, and in the pan it's definitely blue and green toned. Let's see. Oh wow. So here we have Fantasy. Wow, look at the way it catches the light. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. You can definitely see more of the blue up close than you can see on the camera from this angle, but I think it's really pretty. So the next shade I'm going to swatch is this deep dark brown shade right here called Chestnut. That's going to be interesting. All right, so just from putting that on there, it is a little patchy. Let me go on my other finger. So it's not the best brown I've seen, but it's not terrible, honestly. It's really not the worst brown I've seen. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm not mad at it at all. I'm gonna go in with this reddish shade called Passion, and a shade I have called Grape. I'm gonna put both of those. Ooh, and this shade right here called Summer Rose. Wow, all right. So this right here on my middle finger is Passion. This shade right here, this right here is Grape. That shade right there. And this shade right here is Summer Rose. Look at those. Those are so pretty. What is that? Okay, so it looks so bad. Why is my arm looking so weird swatching? What the heck? But what is that? Okay, that's great. I have to admit, purples are hard to make. This grape shade right here does have a hint of purple. It did not it. Passion, which was the sparkly shade right there, I just really didn't think. I think it's not bad. Really pretty. It doesn't really catch the light that much at all, but it does when I look at it directly. So I don't know what that's about. That's strange, but it's not terrible. It could really be worse. And Summer Rose was pretty much the same ordeal. I'm swatching it on this arm because the angle on that, oh my gosh. Oh, badgy. I kind of accidentally blended it into the other one, but look at that. Look at that. You see right there in the middle where it's patched? We don't like that. Not cool. So just from those swatches, doing my makeup with this palette today is going to be very interesting, but I have high hopes for it. There are 88 shadows, so what are the chances that I pick the ones that weren't the best? 1 in 88, 4 in 88, whatever it is. So there's a lot of shadows here, and there's no promises that all of them were going to be great. And that is completely fine with me. If you guys do like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means so much to me. Let's jump on into the video. So the first shade I used was called Pumpkin, and it's not terrible. It definitely patched a little darker over here. Can you guys see that where it's a little uneven? Patched a little darker over here on this side. Not sure why that is. It doesn't look terrible, and it's fine. It's definitely something like I'll be able to fix, but yeah, I'm okay with it for right now. Guys, so I have finished my look. You guys like it? I like it. I think it looks good. It's not terrible. It honestly could be worse. I mean, come on, like, it could be worse. It really could be. I'm gonna be real. This company, this Breedy brand, was something that I stumbled upon. I don't even know how I stumbled upon them a while ago, and then I followed them, and that's that. But this brand is not something that I've heard talked about among the top in the beauty industry. So I'm like, you know, what is this palette about? You know, what is all about this beauty brand? What is this palette? You know, and I did my research. I wasn't completely blindsided by this brand and this palette. So, you know, your girl knows what's up. But, you know, it just wasn't talked about, hasn't been talked about. So I'm just, you know, I was a little skeptical going into trying this palette. But here we are, having tried the palette, and I don't think it's terrible. I don't. It's not a bad palette at all. It is 88 shades, so obviously I couldn't try all of them today, and I used different ones than I swatched, and I think they did all right. I don't think they're terrible. I think it's, you know, it's an 88 shade palette. So like, what can you really expect? I think this palette is $35, between $30 and $40. So I definitely think there are more quality palettes that you could get that aren't, definitely not going to have as many shades, but there's definitely more quality palettes that you could get that I would much rather suggest you spend your money on than this palette here, because just out of the ones that I used, they weren't the best. They weren't terrible. I think this palette, looking at it, gives me so much inspiration, and I just wanted to play. I wanted to play. So I don't think it's a miss at all. I think could possibly really be a hit. And I would just have to play with it a little bit more. I would really just have to, you know, I would want to play with these blues and these more neutral tones up here and really get into these colors, because I definitely did more of a red, orange look. And I just, you know, would want to really get into all the colors to really determine if this palette was worth the money. I think based off of the eye look I was able to create today, I would say do something else. Try something else. There are definitely cheaper options with better payoff, better blendability. I don't know if that's a word, but if you have time to blend, this palette will work for you. But if you don't have time to blend, not it. Like, this palette, you gotta blend. You gotta go in with multiple do to get it to show up. And that's just the nature of the palette. That's the nature of the colors I used, I think. And that's probably the nature of most of the colors in the palette. But like I said, I do not think the palette is terrible in any way. I have definitely seen and literally used worse palettes in my life. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's the best eyeshadow palette I've ever touched in my life. I'm going to be real with y'all because I don't want y'all to waste your money. And even though I didn't spend my money on this and this was sent to me, I still, you know, wouldn't want y'all to waste your money on something else that I did spend my money on and ended up being crappy. So yeah, if you're honestly just looking for a palette to play and have inspiration from, I think this palette is your go-to. I definitely will consider buying palettes from this brand, Qing Beauty, because I'm not disappointed 100%, but it just took a little bit more time to work with, and not everybody wants to sit here. I know I don't want to sit here and blend 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 and keep blending until I can't blend anymore, because I don't have time to be doing that. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.